A very good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Chairman, for opening the session with such a wonderful talk about water and the way we view it. Although my topic is smart water management, but even smart water management is also very related to what you just said. You cannot manage anything unless you monitor and manage and measure it. Measurement, monitoring is prerequisite for managing. And that is something where we are lacking definitely. Secondly, when it comes to value and price of water, that's a debate. It might not happen in this hall for sure because I don't see any NGOs here. But if you're sitting with an NGO body, and I'm a chairman of NGO body also, Aqua Foundation. They are the first one to come and say that, no, you cannot put a price to water. And my simple answer is that definitely you can put a price to water. It should be made freely available for your needs, not for your greed. That is, if you're making money out of water, you have to pay for it. If you're making profit out of water, you have to pay for it. If you're using it only for your consumption, and that too in the complete awareness of how much you are using it, adequately or inadequately, then you can let go of the pricing part of it. So anyway, in my presentation also, I'll be addressing to many issues which you talked about. So starting with and which direction I should direct it? Yeah, okay. So very briefly about the company which I represent. As I said, I represent two companies. One is PARSAN. PARSAN is a geophysical company. We are in the business of geophysics. And we are the largest engineering geophysics company in the country and also becoming very fast in Middle East. But more than that, we are known for bringing various innovations in the country from time to time, which I'm not going to read through, it is there. We have office in India, we have office in Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and Singapore. So we are an Indian multinational, working in 14 countries around the world. My second introduction, of course, is I'm chairman of Aqua Foundation, which I founded in 1998 with the objective of working in the field of water and environment. And since then, we are doing that. We do this annual conference, World Aqua Congress, which has not happened last year, but we hope to get back to that in the next year. I'm a geophysicist by profession. I graduated in 1990 from University of Roorkee, which is now IIT Roorkee. I started my career with government, so I was with atomic energy for most of the part of my life. And 95, I left from there and started this company. This was the first near-surface geophysics company in the country, basically cater to various sectors, including water resources. And since then, I'm just doing that. So, starting with this very famous quote, "Thousands have lived without love, not one without water," by W.H. Auden, poet. Courtesy my colleague, Suchetna, sitting here. She got it out for me. And this basically summarizes the importance of water. No one can survive without water, be it a human, be it a species, be it a plant. So practically everyone and everything needs water. And so it is critical for all life on Earth because it supports ecosystem, human survival. The scarcity and pollution harm global health and economy. So when we are talking of smart water management, why do we need smart water management? First is the global water stress. We all know that 2/3 of the global population is experiencing water scarcity for at least 1 month each year. And if we talk about India, we have even what should I call it? What's the word for it? Because in terms of water, we are very rich. We have the best of the aquifer in terms of Indo-Gangetic plains. We have best of the rivers flowing across our land. Still, we have water stress. And the reason for that, of course, is increasing pollution. That is number one. And number two is we not taking care of our water bodies. As you said in your introduction lecture, we are polluting our aquifers, we are polluting our surface water bodies, and we are replacing our urban water bodies with concrete jungles very swiftly. We are not leaving anything in terms of water as we talk about. So our per capita water availability is definitely declining because of these multiple factors. Population and we doing everything wrong possible with the water. Then of course climate change, we don't need to over-stress that part. Climate is changing. Whatever rain we used to have in let's say 4 months of time, sometime we have it in 2 days. So the time which was available for water to percolate down and recharge the aquifers, etc., we do not have that time anymore. And so that needs a paradigm shift. Traditionally, we were very rich in our knowledge about water. I come from Rajasthan, so I understand, and my grandfather also understood the importance of water. And even when we shifted to Indo-Gangetic plains of Muradabad, he was still, while taking bath, he was sitting on a cot, which has these strings, taking bath, and the water was being collected down there, which we call grey water reuse today, right? We have given a term grey water reuse. My grandfather and great-grandfather understood the concept of grey water reuse even at that time and actually practicing it, right? So, but today, with the kind of challenges we have to mix and marry these traditional water management techniques with the new technology. So this is why we need smart water management. And I'm not going to give 100 rupees for that 1 extra minute which I'm losing in changing the slides here. This is not working properly. Okay. So what is smart water management? Of course, it is integration of technology, data, and sustainability, efficiency, quality, and resilience, and system-based thinking. So it considers the entire water cycle from source to sink in decision making. That's what we call smart water management. And key pillars of smart water management, of course, is real-time data and monitoring. That's where I started from. Unless you're monitoring it, right, unless you're measuring it, you cannot manage it. So sensors network which help track flow, pressure, quality instantly. This is where what Razdan was saying, that right at that point, if you know how much water you're consuming, what is the quality of water you're consuming, and that is possible by real-time data and monitoring. Then smart infrastructure, IoT-enabled systems, geophysical tools for subsurface mapping, demand-side management, and behavioral change. Very important to understand. Most of the focus, even today, in the policy and even at every level, is on supply-side management. We are trying to look at how much groundwater is available, how much surface water is available, how many dams we should build to harness more surface water. Demand-side management is practically not effectively being implemented, okay? And that's a big problem. Unless we put our focus on demand-side management and behavioral changes. Again, how much water we are consuming when we are taking a bath. I was running this program of Aqua Angels with the schools at one time. So we used to go to schools and tell them how to manage water better, because we believe that at this age, whatever we are, including you actually, sorry to include in that, we can't change. You also can't change, okay? But the children, they can adapt to the new realities. And children can actually work as change agents. Because I remember once I accidentally crossed the red light, and my daughter, 4 or 5 years that time, she told me, Papa, you just crossed the red light, right? And she became a change agent to actually make me understand that I actually committed a blunder, right? So we went to kids, we went to the school children, and we were telling them how to save water. And we gave, like I personally gave in a very small, I think they're 4th graders. I told them, once you go back home, just take a 1 liter water bottle, fill it with water, and put it in a flush tank. So every flush, you will save 1 liter of water. A typical flush is 13, 14 liters. Imagine people using it for 100 times in a day, an entire city using it, how many liters of water will be saved by that single act? That is what your behavioral changes. How we treat water. Do we treat it with respect or we treat it with disgust? Not the word disgust is not right, but indifference. Because water is no more a community subject. See, earlier communities used to manage water. Today municipalities do. Communities have been disconnected from the issue of water, and that is one of the biggest problems as far as I'm concerned. Policy and governance reforms, enabling legal and institutional framework that support integration and innovation, that is very, very important to look at. Coming to my favorite topic, role of geophysics in water management, because as I said, I'm a geophysicist. First is aquifer and groundwater exploration. Going back to the basics again, how can you manage anything which you don't understand? Do we understand our aquifers? Aquifers, these are the places where your water is stored. Unless you know what is the capacity of the aquifer, what is the recharge of the aquifer from the rains, etc., you cannot manage it. So today, We are extracting water from our aquifers without understanding our aquifers, because we have not conducted till date a comprehensive aquifer mapping program in this country. We have initiated many aquifer mapping programs in the country, because since 1990 I am working in the field of water. So I know of many programs which have been initiated, but comprehensive has not been done till date. So that's one of the big problems we have. We are trying to manage something without understanding it. So that's where geophysics comes in picture, which can help complete aquifer mapping, which has been done in multiple countries now. Denmark is one example where the entire country has been mapped using heliborne time domain electromagnetic surveys, which now they know the geometry, thickness, and practically all the properties you need to know of the aquifers. And now you can manage it. My assignment once in Oman, I think in year 2001, was groundwater modeling. So what was done in the groundwater modeling, that using tools of geophysics, we must first map the aquifers, then we mapped the hydraulic permeability, and we created a model which told you that how much water you can extract from this area without depleting the water level. It also had what-if scenarios. If there is no rain for 1 year, how much this extraction should reduce? If there are no rains for 2 years, how much this extraction has to reduce? That is what we call water modeling, and that is absolutely important, at least for groundwater management. Then subsurface mapping of underwater bearing structures, be it hard rock areas, etc. Leak detection. We are having this conference in Delhi, and we are, of course, the national capital. And can someone take a guess how much water we are losing in the distribution network in Delhi? Any guess? Pretty close, actually. 42% of the water is being lost in the distribution network to leakages. And this is not raw water, it is treated water, for which taxpayer has paid the money also, and it is water. And we are losing 42% of that. And best or the worst part is that this is completely preventable. Best, because it is preventable. Worst, that despite that, it is not being prevented, right? So leak detection, and then dam safety assessment. We can't make new dams anymore because of environmental pressures, because of population pressures. So whatever dams we have, dams are critical to water security. And in the world of climate change, when rains are happening so much of rainfall is happening in a very short amount of time, if you do not want it to go to, as say, down the drain, you have to store it. And dams are the only place where you can store it. New dams cannot be built. So old dams have to be preserved. And that's, again, various advanced techniques like seismic tomography, ERI, SP, come in handy for dam structure, monitoring and integrity tests, which I have been doing personally since 1998. I've investigated more than 100 dams in India. And right now, as I'm talking here, we are working on around 8 dams throughout the country. So this is something which is very important. We have to take care of the water assets which we already built. And then we integrating smart technologies, of course, as I said, sensors, IoT, SCADA in water system, smart meters and predictive analytics for providing consumption data. As you were saying in the introductory part of it, we need metering. Unless we know how much we are consuming, we can't really reduce our consumption, right? So it's absolutely important. Then remote sensing, satellite data, and AI to identify surface water changes, illegal extraction and usage patterns. And ultimately, all this data has to lead to a DSS, a decision support system for planners. Today, planners practically do not have any data to take their decisions. It is taken on hunch. We feel it is like this, so let's do it like this. Very much like the air quality of national capital of Delhi. Everything is being done on hunch. We stopped vehicles which are 10 years old for diesel, 15 years old for petrol, and it is totally on hunch. We do not even have the complete data, how much pollution was being contributed, etc. It's a revenue model. It's a revenue model, absolutely. And then community engagement and education, very, very important. I have been covering this, water literacy, training program, etc. So since I have just 24 seconds left, I'll not go to other part of the presentation. Way forward is interagency collaboration, build technical capacity, have incentive for water smart innovation, and scale successful models and pilots. Thank you very much for your attention. This is a small QR code. If you take out your phone and scan this QR code, you'll get a presentation on PSP, and this presentation also you will get, and you'll also get connected to me, so I can keep talking to you in future also, because in next 10 seconds, you'll get a mail from me if you scan this QR code. Thank you very much.